The Prophet said, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, if a transaction involves an exchange of gold for gold, or silver for silver. I'm speaking as slowly as I can. I can't speak slower than this. I don't want to speak slow to put you to sleep. I'm speaking slow so you will understand. That's why.
Yes.
If a transaction involves the exchange of gold for gold, or silver for silver, or wheat for wheat, or barley for barley, or dates for dates, or salts for salt, it must be equal for equal. If you have 2 kilograms on this side, you must have 2 on this side. It must be equal for equal. It must be hand to hand, meaning credit transaction is haram. You're not allowed to have a credit transaction when the transaction involves an exchange of gold for gold, or silver for silver, etc. Other than this, it would be riba. What is common to all 6? Gold, silver, wheat, barley, dates, salt. What is common to all 6? Answer: all 6 were used as money in the market. So that in Medina, if there was a shortage of gold and silver coins, they would use dates as money. Okay? And so now we have the definition of money in Islam. Of course the government of Indonesia is going to reject it. Of course the IMF is going to reject it. Of course. But we're talking about Islam, we're not talking about them. The definition of money in Islam is that money is either precious metals, gold and silver, or when gold and silver are in short supply in the market, then money would be commodities of food consumption, which have a shelf life, meaning you can store them. You can't store mangoes, can you? Mangoes will rotten. So commodities of food consumption which have a shelf life, which are in abundant supply in the market, and which have value inside, intrinsic value. The value of the money is inside the money, not in George Soros's pocket. And that value is created by Allah. This is money in Islam. Dinar is in the Quran. Dirham is in the Quran. So long as we use this money, they could not rip us off. No. So long as we use this money, we never suffered from inflation. The price of a sheep 5,000 years ago in gold and silver is the same price today No difference, except when there are changes in demand and supply. So mankind never experienced inflation or constantly rising prices so long as we use money, which is in Islam, the Quran and the Sunnah. If I had 5 dinars, and with that 5 dinars I could buy a sheep, I could put that 5 dinars away, lock it away, and my grandchild can take it out and go and buy the sheep. Because this money preserved its value. What the enemy did was, first of all, and this was my lecture last night on the International Monetary Fund, what the enemy did was to what the enemy did last night was to, I mean in my talk last night, what the enemy did was to make it haram for you to use the money that Allah had made halal. So the Articles of Agreement of the International Monetary Fund prohibits the use of gold as money. If you make haram what Allah made halal, that is shirk. And if we accept it, we also are in the shirk. And yet there are those who have the ijtimaa in downtown Chicago, 500,000 of them, in a Tabligh Jamaat ijtimaa, like cattle. And they consider themselves to be good Muslims. Like an ostrich with his head in the sand. Have absolutely no knowledge. They are in shirk. They are in shirk. And they know nothing about it. And when you go to them to teach them, they don't want to hear. They put wax in their hairs. They don't want to hear you. So what do you do with such people? What do you do? You want to teach them, they don't want to learn. And then they've been programmed to reject everything else except that which Dajjal has given to them. This is Islam. This is what we have today. The International Monetary Fund has made haram what Allah made halal, and that is shirk. And when we accept what they have done and stop using dinar and dirham as money, we follow them into the shirk, the one sin that Allah will not forgive. Today all of us are in that shirk. Every time you use this money, every time you use this money which came out of the enemy from Dajjal, we are committing shirk. Every time. And this is why the hadith in Sahih Bukhari, we are told that 999 out of every 1,000 will enter into the hellfire, Jahannam. It matters not whether you're Sufi or Salafi or Wahhabi or Tabligh. Everybody in Jahannam. Because this is shirk. Instead of using gold dinar and silver dirham as money, and when the dinar and dirham are in short supply in Java, You don't have dates in Java, do you?
No.
No. You don't have wheat? No. You don't have barley? No. What do you have? Baras. Rice.
Rice.
So you use rice as money.
Yeah.
Does rice rot? Does it have a shelf life? Yeah, it has a shelf life. Yeah. Is it in abundant supply? Yes.
Yes.
Does it have intrinsic value? Yes. So you use rice as money. Is there any alim in Java who is telling you to use rice as money? Anyone? Even one? Do you know of even one? Huh?
No,
None. Not one. And yet this is the solution to the problem. To turn away from the shirk, you have to turn back to money in Islam. If you are to turn back into money in Islam, you can't use gold and silver. Your own gold mines in this country are not owned by you. Huh? If you want to return to Sunnah money, you're going to have to use rice as money in Java. Nobody talks about it. Huh? They gave us this instead.
yeah.
If you take a piece of paper and you print a picture on it and you put a number and you give to this piece of paper a fictitious value, you are attempting to create wealth out of nothing. That also is shirk. Only Allah creates wealth out of nothing. Only Allah. So they give a fictitious value to it, and we accept that value, so we follow them into the shirk. So every time we use this paper and accept the value that they gave to it, we commit shirk. Does Tabligh Jamaat understand that with their head in the sand like an ostrich? No. They don't. They don't care about this. What are the implications of using this paper? The United States can buy all the oil of Saudi Arabia free of charge. You don't have to pay for it. No, it's free. All that you have to do is to get paper, ink, and a printing press. Paper, ink, and a printing press. And you can buy all the oil from Saudi Arabia, from those donkeys who have the Quran on their backs like a load of books. Huh? But what about when we print our paper? What can we buy? You take a basket full or a suitcase full of rupiah and you land in downtown Manhattan and you go to buy a cup of coffee. You cannot buy even a cup of coffee with a suitcase filled with Indonesian rupiah. That's the pathetic state that we have. Can you turn on the fan, please?